So it's really important for anyone that's starting out in online leads, not even online leads, in any lead gen, you need to script. You can't just you're spending money for leads right now, right? So, you want to make sure that you know what you're going to say, at least some sort of degree. Obviously, things are going to change on the fly, but you need to understand how the conversation goes. If you're just picking up the call and thinking that you're going to just wing it and get a deal, that's not the right mentality. Let me ask you a question. When you watch professional athletes play, do they warm up before the game? Do they practice before the game? Do they train themselves before the game? Yes, they do. So why would real estate not be different, or any professional? Welcome to the class. I know people are going to start trickling in. Are you new to Missoula?
Yeah, kind of, like 3 weeks.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm not with my video on.
That's fine.
I will be driving in a minute.
No worries.
On my way for, meeting clients and showings. That's what we do.
Yep. So, how is kind of everything with Missoula that you've had so far?
There are some leads. The issue is that I can't get a hold of them.
Yeah.
I'm calling people, no answering. They don't. No answering the phone. I'm texting them. I'm leaving voice messages. I emailed some people with CMA. Hey, here's your CMA. It's like a big range, but let's hop on a call. And so it's kind of frustrating that you're putting work, but I can't reach them. So
remember, they're online leads, right? So there's people that are just clicking the link, and out of convenience, they're clicking it, right? So with online leads, remember, there's so many people coming in that not every lead is going to be super motivated to talk to someone, or because everyone's in so many different points in their life. Some people might just be wondering, just scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, see what's going on. And then next thing you know, they see this and they think it's an automated population of a value. And then they realize that it's not. And then, they're not interested. So what I first did at the beginning was I did similar things to you. I also sent home assessments. I would take the 20-30 minutes to do it. Honestly, it's not worth it. Now, just because once you give them the information, they're gone and they don't really care, right? So I actually refrain myself from sending things like that. Sometimes I will here and there if I feel like that's what the lead needs. But, if they're definitely not talking to me or anything like that, I am not sending them anything. Just because and I'll show you exactly what I was sending them, just so you can see, what I was doing.
I'm happy that you're saying that, because that's what I felt. I'm like, okay, I'm working, I'm doing the CMA, I'm spending 15 minutes on it,
too much.
searching their home. Yeah, sending their email.
People don't care. They don't care. So what I would be sending, I'm just going to find it right now. Give me 1 second. So that's the hard part, right? Because you can do all these things, but at the end of the day, man, it's just they don't care.
Yeah.
And where is some of the letters that I had? But I would basically send them something like this, okay? I'm going to share my screen in a second. Sorry.
No problem.
So I would basically send something like this, where it's showing what the home assessment is. I would have a letter up front. I would send them the comp with the photos. I would go and I would give them a thorough thing, because I was like, what? If I give a thorough information, hopefully they'll get back to me. And honestly, I got nothing. So I was like, okay, there's no point of sending this because people are not really understanding or nor caring. So what I do now is, I think a really good opportunity is scripting, right? So remember, people are going to be motivated when they get what they want, which is finding out information or learning more about their values or trying to make it as simple as possible. So some pivots that I've done, is hey, Renat, hope all is well. I know that you came in for a quick home assessment. I actually found some really good information that I think, you as a seller would want to hear. You have a quick second for a phone call.
Got you.
You know what I mean? If you just say hey, I've sent you your CMA, happy to chat, that's not going to get you anywhere. I'm not saying that you are doing that. I'm just saying that you have to be able to really spark their interest, because once you spark their interest, that's where people are motivated to actually have a conversation with you. And then once you're on the phone and having a conversation, if you don't mind me asking, have you probably had someone on the phone yet or no?
Yes, I had one.
So how is that scripting going? And remember,
It
this is a
wasn't.
safe space, right? Like, I'm just trying to help you win more.
It was like a week ago, so I don't remember that exactly, but it was kind of a short call because he was like, yeah, but I'm not planning to sell soon, maybe in 12 to 18 months. I'm not sure. So it was just like he was like, I just out of curiosity, no, I'm not planning to sell at all. And I was like,
So
uh-huh.
basically, what did you say when someone said that?
I said the wrong thing, I guess.
Did you just
They
say, "Oh, okay, no problem"?
No, it wasn't like, okay. I told him a little bit about our company and like, okay, well, we are helping tons of buyers and sellers. We have, this is a large company
No,
and we would
no,
be
no.
happy
You don't.
to,
You can't be saying stuff like that. That's not
yeah,
going to help you. So
that's what I
yeah,
understood,
yeah.
after.
So, in my opinion, this is something that I would be saying. So, hey, you know what? I totally understand that you're not looking to move right now. To be honest, you probably just saw the link on social media and just expected an answer, or so you kind of want to, you just sparked your curiosity, right? So, I totally get that. And you know what? I wouldn't want to move if it didn't make sense for me and my family. But let me ask you a question. Is there some sort of motivation that you want to move? Like when you do choose to move, do you need more space? Do you want a quieter area? You want to get them talking about something, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
after once you start talking to them, you're asking them questions and they're answering back. I would be starting to say like, hey, so let me ask you a question. If you were able to sell 50 or 100K more, sooner in your timeline, would you consider that? Would you want to learn that? Would you want to know that information? Of course you would. Yes, I would. Okay. Well, I know that you're super in the information stage, super early in it. But if I were you, it's really important to learn how much your house can sell. When does that leave you to buy? Rather, no matter if that you take advantage of that or not today, right? Or in the future. But I think it's really important since you're in the information stages to get all the right information. I have done the online comps, but it looks like, and this is kind of me role playing here. And let's say they bought the house 7, 10 years ago. I would be saying like, hey, I understand you bought about 7 or 10 years ago, but the MLS, so what the Toronto market, real estate market, where I log in on the MLS system, they don't really give a lot of information after something's been archived. So that means like 5 years plus, right? So that means that there's no photos, and I'm a professional in the area. I know the product that you're in, but every home is different. And have you done any upgrades to your house? What have you done since you've been there? So you're asking them rounds of questions again, right? And then after you get all that information, you're more so asking like, so let me, it sounds like you've done a lot of great things in your home. I would love to assess it in the premium light. I'm actually going to be around next week, the next week and the week after, because I have two home assessments in the similar area. I'd love to just pop by if you're available, just to kind of showcase, just to take a quick tour. I do leave you a booklet and I do go over market stats, recent comparables, and I do show you when's the best time to sell and how much more money you will make. When are you available? Are you available this week or next week? And then that's how you lock it
Nice.
down.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I'll need
so,
to train that.
so it's really important for anyone that's starting out in online leads, not even online leads, in any lead gen, you need to
Mhm.
script. You can't just like, you're spending money for leads right now, right? So you want to make sure that you know what you're going to say, at least some sort of degree. Obviously, things are going to change on the fly, but you need to
Yeah.
understand how the conversation goes. If you're just picking up the call and thinking that you're going to just wing it and get a deal, that's not the right mentality. Let me ask you a question. When you watch professional athletes play, do they warm up before the game? Do they practice before the game? Do they
Yeah.
train themselves before the game? Yes, they do.
Of
So
course.
why would real estate not be different, or any professional? So
I
before
agree.
going on the call, take a look at what's happening in the neighborhoods that you're calling in. Get well versed in it, see what's available, see the market stats, start scripting before you go. So I know it sounds stupid, but talk out loud to yourself, or write down a script that you can follow when you're there. And the script can look like introduction. Hey, it's Nick Moretti giving you a call. Just want to thank you so much for coming online and trying to find your online assessment, right? And then next is like fact finding. After that, you're kind of figuring out a good approach on how you can ask for a home assessment. So, wondering, sorry, hold on one second. Wondering when, you know, seeing if they're interested, seeing if they've done any upgrades to the house, or why they've lived there, or why is there pain to move in the future, and all these kind of things, right? And then after that, you try to do the trial close to try to close them, and then hopefully step five is you're booking an appointment. So that's something that
Do
you
you
have.
have any like written stuff, scripts, or
No, I think
that I
Muscula
can
might, but I
practice?
don't have my scripts on here. No.
Okay, I'll look for it.
But it's just more so of like, I think what really helps me with my scripts is put yourself in put yourself in that consumer's eyes. So like, I just scrolled
Mm-hmm.
online, I just clicked on this ad,
Yeah,
and what would I want to hear in order to get me motivated, or what would I need to know, or how would I feel? Like, be different types of clients, and maybe someone that's not interested, they just want to know the value. Cool, no worries. Maybe be someone that's like curious, they've been looking at online ads, they've been looking at recent sales. And I think the most important thing about all this is being of service, right? You don't want to be one of those agents, which is 95% of these agents, who are just calling just to say, "Hey, dude, I'm calling you because you came online and you want to have a home assessment. Okay, when can I come?" Like, it doesn't work like that, right? Remember,
yeah,
you're a stranger on the phone, right? And online leads are a different type of lead in terms of they don't know you, they're strangers. So you have to try even harder to show and build trust over the phone in a short amount of time.
that's correct.
So you have
That's
to be
correct.
scripted. You have to know your stuff. You have to. Not saying that you don't, but you have to, even if you know your stuff, you have to position it in a better light. You have to,
Mm-hmm.
almost kind of dangle a carrot in their face to get them motivated and then get them going. I'll play some of my
That's
calls just to show you guys. But I know some more people just came in. How's
uh-huh.
everyone doing? Did you guys have any questions at all from anything at all? Or is there any objections that you're getting kind of hard to move over? Is there any wins that you're getting? I'd love to hear everything just before I go into my calls.
One of the things I'm having trouble with, and I'm in the States,
Yep.
mortgage rates just went back up again.
Yep.
Values are low. So
Yep.
I'm giving them their evaluations and they're not better. They're actually, some of the people are upside down.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to tell that, like the whole point is to get them on the phone and like, hey, it's worth this much and you could sell it for this much. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, no, I wouldn't sell. So
Hmm.
what do I say? I feel like I'm at a conflict of interest.
So I think that the problem is, okay, not the problem, but I think the mindset that we have to do is everyone has to move for a specific reason. Okay. If someone's looking to move, it's either they can't afford their house anymore, which sucks. Okay. Or they need to move because they may need a better product for them, or like from a two-story to a bungalow, or from a bungalow to more space, or whatever it is. So I think it's important to know why they want to move and why there's some sparked an interest.
But they're not, it's kind of like what Renat was saying. They're like, I just want to know what it's worth. And so they literally just want to know what it's worth. And when I have to tell them, it's
Okay,
not.
so hold on. So, but you're telling them over the phone or you're telling them in person?
So I try to get the appointments, but when I tell them over the phone, like, I do have an estimate for you. And they're like, so what's the estimate? And I give them this broad
No,
range because
no,
that's what
you're
we
doing it
were
wrong.
told was.
I know, but in my opinion, you're doing it not the right way, and that's why you're not getting success. So I would just say, especially if they have bought their house longer than 4 or 5 years, I would say, listen, interest rates just gone up. Values are kind of, in some areas really high, in some areas coming down a little bit more. So it's really important for me to come by and assess your home. I can give you an online range right now, but in my personal opinion, I don't think I'm assessing it in the right light because I'm being very conservative. Let me ask you a question. If I was coming to your house and I was able to quote you 25 or 100K more by seeing the tour, seeing the upgrades, seeing your home, wouldn't that interest you? Yes, it would. Okay, when can I come by? You guys are giving the evaluation to people that are in the stage that don't really care about anything. And I think that they're only saying that because maybe along the call, they're not really interested in how you're saying it. And that's why they don't care. So I think it's more of a scripting, in my personal opinion. Do you know what I mean? Because I would love to role play with you, Melissa, in terms of just what your calls are sounding like, and I'll tell you what I'm doing differently. And I think it's more so of like a mental block you have. in the most respectful way, right? Because I feel like you may not feel like to yourself you're bringing value. Well, if I come to the house, what am I going to tell them differently? It's not about that. It's about seeing how interested they are. If they want you in the house, they are interested in learning. And if numbers work based on what they're talking about and moving to the right product, then they will work with you. I think there's a disconnect there where maybe you don't feel like you're in service to them because values have gone down. But everyone's in service. Like people need to move because of three or four things: a life change, can't afford their house anymore, some sort of health change, or family. People are not just moving just because they're moving. Some people are, but you know, and I'm saying this like to make sure I'm helping you, right? Because you're here on these calls to learn. You're spending money to try to get more leads in terms of sellers and trying to put your sign on the lawn, right? So these are things that I can say, and I can tell you, I've gone through the same market, especially in Canada where it was way worse, where we went up 14 consecutive times, and I was still able to get homes sold, a lot of listing appointments. I think it's the way that you're positioning it. Some people are going to want a range, sure. But I would just tell them, like, hey, Melissa, I can give you a range, but that's not the true value. Would you want to learn your true value? Yes, I would. Okay, I just need a quick little moment of touring your house. When can I come by? I'll be in the area next week or the week after. Or I can come see you the week after or week there, whatever way you want to position it, right? But I think that's going to be the best way. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like I'm giving you the right answers, or do you feel like that's not the right answers for you?
No, that's fine. I'm just seeing so far what I've seen on the call, it's one extreme to the other extreme. Either they're
Sure.
like super cool and they're willing to talk and we move things along, or they're just like, if you're not going to give it to me, I'm not interested. Click.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. But remember, I get the same things, but I don't get too much. Give me the numbers or click. I've played multiple calls where I've had asshole people on the phone, and in the next 2 minutes, they're telling me their whole life story. So what I'm hearing scripting. I'm hearing there's something that you're not saying in your scripts. And if someone's just saying, give me the number and clicking, then something is, in my opinion, not everyone's going to fall under that category. There's going to be some assholes anyways. But, there's something that I think in the scripting that is maybe not giving you the best success. If someone is calling you know what? I'm going to play one of my calls and we can kind of go from there. Let me just see if I can get a really good one that was a dick. Let's see. This one was a good one. Let me just grab it. This one was a good one. This was a $3 million listing.
Hello? Hey, Daniel.
Can you guys hear that? Everything is good?
How are you?
Yes.
That's good. It's actually just Nick Moretti giving you a shout. How's your day going?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Living the dream just like you. On this Sunday, you know what it is.
Yeah. You know?
Do you already see that first second of calling how low his energy was? And then after I cracked a joke or try to make him laugh, and you can already hear his energy being different.
Toronto?
No, I'm actually local. Like I grew up Pickering. I'm in Bowmanville, like in Clarington. But I mean, I grew up right on Mount Ash over there. Yeah. No
Do you see how in the first 30 seconds he's already joking with me?
worries, man. And I do a lot of business, so I can definitely help you out here. But yeah, man, you enjoying your Sunday though? Everything's going well?
Yeah, I can't.
Do you see how I'm not right going into it? I'm not saying, hey, I'm Nick Moretti. Just literally trying to vibe with him for the first 30 seconds.
Last night, I was with Drake and 50 Cent last night.
Okay. You hurting a little bit this morning or what?
Not really, man, because, fuck, at the end of the day, I have to drive home, so I don't really drink like an idiot,
Yeah, 100%. You want to make sure
And I
you
got
get home
kids.
at the end of the night.
Yeah.
This call was hard because there's like fucking a million things happening at once. So I have to be like laser focused of what's going on. But he's already telling me about his night. And remember, that first intro call, he was like, hi, how are you? Right? So like little things in energy will bring your lead to life again.
I got kids too, so fuck, nigga, it's crazy.
That's crazy, man. But it sounds like you had a great time last night.
Yeah, it was super sick, man. Fuck, chilling with 50 Cent and Drake, it's not bad.
Yeah. Was that your first time or like, have you?
No, I hang with the OVO guys a lot, bro. I hang out with these OVO. I see all these celebrities all the time.
Yeah, that's cool. How was Drake? He was pretty cool. 50 Cent was pretty cool, I'm assuming.
Yeah, for sure. Just 50's down to earth, just chilling, doing it.
Nice. Well,
Yeah,
that's awesome,
buddy.
man. That's awesome. Well, hey, I just wanted to give you a shout just because you're listing on 362 Rosebank or 56, sorry.
Yeah.
You were kind of just wondering. Yep.
But yes, you know Pickering well and that street, right?
Yeah, I grew up on that. Well, not on Roosevelt, but right on Toynville over there, like Mount Nash on Oakwood.
Okay.
So you're
yeah,
right by
Oakwood.
Particle Creek, right? So I went through there like all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm right by the 362 is actually right at the tracks, eh?
Yes, exactly. There's a park right beside it there. I used to come there all the time.
So, buddy, I own like 3 houses right there.
Oh, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's great that you did that way.
Yeah, I finished building this house in 2020.
Yeah.
Because I'm a builder myself. So what I do is I just buy and build. And then as soon as I seen the house across the street for sale, I bought it. And then I bought a house right beside it. As soon as they come up for sale, I just grab them for inventory, you know?
Yes. Smart man. I like the way you think. So yeah, I mean,
bro.
Sorry, my apologies.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say like, hey man, like that's the smart thing to do. And also like where you're building there in Rosebank, like in that Rosebank community over there. I mean, that's where all like the bigger houses are, right? Like they're even taking down some 2 stories and building executive homes like yourself. Like obviously since you built it, there's no stats on MLS on it, but I mean, I do this all the time. So I was looking at the maps just before we called. So I see the frame of it, but I don't see it completed. Obviously,
Love the hair.
This is what I'm dealing with, man. So I'm like, at first, like,
I can't see anything of it. So, I mean, I have a good understanding. What kind of finishings do you have in the house?
High end?
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
What's fun for high end? Fuck, I got like my baseboards are all 8 inches. Like nothing in a normal house is in this house.
Okay.
Awesome. You know Al St. Clair is?
I do.
Yeah, he's like the fucking El Chapo of the real estate game, right?
Well, I mean, like, he's great, but there's other people as well that's killing it, like myself. Just to let you know, I've been doing this for 8 years full time. I've been ranked in the top 100 in Durham region consistently year over year. And I work with Keller Williams, so I'm actually ranked.
Yeah, they're like the big dogs on Rosebank. I see their signs.
Yeah, but with Keller Williams, just saying, like, last year I finished top 20 in Canada. So like, I'm a big hitter as well. So I do a lot of sales. Because I focus
in that way to deal with any of your other people who are, hey, I have a bigger agent than you. How to deal with that? You see how I didn't flinch? That guy probably does about like 75, 100 trans a year. I'm more so 60 with my team. Sizing me up now, right? So you have to learn how to not take things personal and find a way and a script to get through that. And this is driving. He's also like his phone's ringing off the hook, his other phone, and he's just like all over the place. So it's just really hard. And that's why, and like I've had him on the phone for 21 minutes and I booked a CMA for it. So these are really good objections and hard things to overcome that I think a lot of people can learn from.
Sorry to cut you off, but in that area right now, there's like 6, 7 houses for sale right now,
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, what's happening? You just built it.
So Melissa, this is exactly the questions that people are probably giving you. What's the ballpark?
I want to say definitely for sure over 2 mil. I just have to kind of take a look and see it. If that's okay with you.
So look, a house down the street just sold for 3.6.
So you can see that. He made sense. He's like, yeah, for sure. You obviously have to see it, right? So now he understands why it's important for me to come by in the house.
That was about 8 months ago. Okay? That house sold. And now, mind you, that house is a 4-bedroom. Mine is a 5-bedroom. I have all my bedrooms with en suites, heated floors. I got smart home speakers throughout the system, the whole house. The reason that house, it's and my house, 3-car garage. That house was a 2-car garage.
This is the listing.
The benefit I give it for the 3.6 million is because the backyard is Lake Ontario. You understand?
Yeah, totally understand.
I said, you know what? I'm willing to go down to like 3.3, 3.4 million.
This is the house.
The guy's making, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
No, I understand. I'm looking at it, 545 Rod Avenue, the waterfront for 3.6.
This is his listing.
But that one did sell last year, though. So it sold like in May. Yeah. So, the market's definitely a lot better. There is more inventory in this market, but guess what? interest rates have gone down already once, and now I'm hearing that they're going to go down again. So for, for my clients like yourself that have bigger listings, like, $3, $4, $5 million, this is good for the next buyers because now they're going to qualify for a little bit more. And that payment won't be, as high. But truthfully, whoever's looking at homes like this have money. So, I mean, they're not really worried, to be honest.
Well, you know what? This is the reason why. Okay, so now my option was to demolish this house and whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And make 2 houses. And I chose to do one because I'm like, listen, buddy, you got to deal with the rich people. The rich people are not picky and they're not fucking like, you understand what I mean? They're not, they'll come look at a house and just say, you know what, I'm spending $100,000 to renovate anyways. I don't even like what you did here. You get what I'm saying? And they'll still buy the place.
100%.
100%. It's about buying a house for $1 million, and then it's like this is the only house he's ever getting, and he has to like fucking sleep on it for 80 days before anything, right?
Yeah, I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from. You have the right approach. But man, like I would love to take a look at the house and then I can narrow down that range for you. And then I can, I understand that I know that you're pretty, on top of it, but I have some access to other sales that I can kind of show you to kind of get you as much money as possible.
Yeah.
So you see that, Melissa, this is a great one for you. I have access to other sales that you may not be seeing that will be, good for you, essentially. So then you're building the need and the demand for you to come in and have the appointment. And now you sound different from all the other agents. Remember, guys and girls, if they're coming to your ad, they're also coming to 3 or 4 other people. And now it comes down to who is having good conversations and who is expressing their needs and who is going to be the best person to fulfill their needs.
He's definitely down to have a meeting, come down. And yeah, we could definitely set something up, man, because I get rid of this. You don't understand, bro. My mortgage right now, fam, I swear to God, I'm so lucky. It's 2.5%.
Yeah. That's
this motherfucker's coming up for renewal next year, and I don't even want to fuck with that shit. I just want to get rid of it.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
I got until next year, June, and then I come up for the refinance. So I'm just trying to fucking figure. I'm so lucky. You don't understand how I got this one guy in there right now for 1 year.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. But you know what? When you work hard and you create your own luck. So good job on that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And then man, as soon as I free this money up, I'm trying to I have other inventory. I just want to go right to building right away.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I help clients like yourself do that too. So don't worry, man. I understand what you're looking for. So let me ask you a question. Are you available next week?
Yeah, I'm available every day, brother. I'm just at home. I just trade crypto and stocks.
Okay, awesome, man. You're living the dream. Okay, cool. Do you want to do something maybe on I can do something next week as well, but looking at my schedule, are you available on Friday?
Friday, it would be morning.
Yeah, that's fine, man. So we say you want to do 10 or 11? You tell me.
Yeah, 10, 11 is good. And show up with a coffee.
Okay, cool. What do you like?
I'm a double, Tim Hortons. Simple.
Double? Okay, cool. All right, cool. All
right. And then the next 10 minutes was just talking bullshit. So that was a really good call because he knows stuff. B, he's a builder, so he knew where values are going to go. With builders specifically, you got to be right on top of values and not flinching. He threw a lot of things to test me, and I did not flinch whatsoever. Such as, oh, I've used a better agent. Oh, well, values have changed. To telling me a little bit about his life, and now it's just trying to figure out, okay, well, if he needs to let it go, so he needs to figure this out. So, I went to the house was beautiful. But we're just trying to figure out when to list it. So these are conversations that and I think the most important thing is at the beginning, he was like, hello, he didn't even want to fucking talk to me, but it's the way you ice break. If you're just calling and say, hey, it's Nick Moretti, we're trying to give you a call. No, you can't be doing that. Remember, these people are human just like you and I. How many times are they signing up to things and all the agents are saying is, hey, this is so-and-so from so-and-so. Bro, people don't care about that. People want to work with people, so you got to vibe with them. It's not about the script all the time. It's about the vibe with them in the first 30 seconds, because that seconds is going to decide whether they're going to talk to you or they're going to say, hey, I want the value, and hang up on you. So I think that this was a great call for everyone to learn off of. And it was a $3 million listing. So, I mean, that's a lot. And those people are going to know their shit more and more. Now, the next thing is he was being cheap. He only wanted to spend 1% agent. I got other agents that can do 1%. I'm like, dude, you need fucking furniture in this house. Like, you think that your 1% is gonna stage your house, do ads properly, retarget ads, actually have a network of people? Bro, they're begging for your listing. That's why they're asking 1%. So I've been talking to him, and I'm working him up on commission. I think I got him at 2% right now, like for my end. So 4.5%. So it's just one of those things that, remember, the bigger fish you have, the more you got to work it, and the more you're in contact with people and you're talking to them consistently, dude, they're gonna trust you and they're gonna give you the opportunity as long as you're, doing what you need to do. So I hope that call helped
So
everyone. But
basically,
yeah,
I can say that, from me, one conclusion from this is that if they don't answer the phone, I'm not going to leave a voice message because there is nothing personal here and they won't return my call, of course.
and
So
once they
there's
know
no
who's calling
point.
them, yeah, once they know who's calling them, right? Then they don't want to
Yeah,
answer because they're gonna remember, oh, it's a real estate person. I don't care for
yeah,
that.
exactly.
You're not grabbing their
So,
attention. A voicemail could be like, hey, Renat, all is well. Hey, I saw that you came online, just to find your online assessment. There's been a lot of great sales in the area. Give me a call when you have a second. I think you're gonna love what I want to hear or what you're gonna hear. Regardless if it is or not, you should just fucking tell them that.
mhm,
Because you don't know
okay.
what is good or bad to the other person over the phone. This could be someone who bought the house 20 years ago, and they're happy that they're seeing these numbers. Obviously, if someone bought 3 years ago, they're not going to be happy seeing these numbers, but they don't know until you don't know until they talk to you. And everyone is different, and we can't assume what people are doing.
Yeah,
You
got you.
know, I try not to leave
Hmm.
any voicemails at first.
No, it's a bad idea. That's
Mhm.
what I
It's
think for
like
now.
people
Yeah,
just
for
don't
start.
respond, right? So like maybe if you're calling 3 or 4 times and they're not answering, then but like listen, I call one day, maybe not. I skip the next day, call the next day. If they don't answer, then I wait a week. Remember, you're
Hmm.
getting more leads coming every day. So like as you get an abundance of leads, like you're gonna forget people. And then those people may call you back and you'll be like, oh shit, I was trying to contact you for a month. We don't know what people are going through right now. Right? So, and remember, anyone who's a seller who's coming on and learning about this, they're 3 to 18 months out, meaning that like they're not making a decision until 3 to 18 months out because no one just wakes up and go, oh, I'm going to sell my house today. Like no one does that unless you have to because of a very urgent reason.
Yeah.
So, that's my on that. So yeah. So what else,
Mhm.
other objections or anything else that everyone's going through, or I'd love to hear where people are at. I'd love to help you guys out. We got what, 15, 20 minutes left. Let me help you guys out.
On your call, one of the things that you were able to, you're like, oh yeah, I've done this, I'm gonna top this, I'm this, I'm this. You went through like a little bit of a bragging session. You did, but that's because you had to establish equality with him.
Exactly.
I don't have bragging rights.
Use
I'm a
your
new
company.
agent. I don't have the experience. I don't have top this. I don't have that.
Use your company. What company are you with?
I'm with Real.
Real. So you can brag about, hey, Real is a new brand. The reason why I picked to work with Real is because they're more of a like a cloud brokerage. They have a lot of other tools that not a lot of other traditional brokerage has, and we have a lot of top agents that help us on our sales. Do you see the difference? Remember, if you don't have the stats, you got to ride off someone that does. And riding off someone will be your brokerage, you're this, you're that, and the support that you have. I just think that it's like a lot of mind blocks of maybe you not thinking that you're, being a newer agent. Like I know what that feels like. And remember, like everyone has been as a new agent. Everyone was scared. Everyone doesn't have the stats. But what you can do is ride off of other people's stats, aka your brokerage, or maybe if you have a good relationship with someone in the brokerage that does a lot of transactions, maybe you can ride off their stats, obviously if you ask them, right? And the other thing is like at the beginning, you need that belief of like you are the best. Like when I started, I was the best. My stats wasn't here yet, but I was the best, right?
Hey, Nick, I have to drop. Thank you so
Yeah, no
much.
worries at all.
Yeah. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. So those are things that I would be considering, right? And I feel like at the beginning, you have like, not you, I'm saying, I'm talking about myself and my experience when I was newer. I had I would showcase with all this confidence, but inside I was like, fuck, like, am I gonna get sued? Shit, am I not gonna do a good job? Am I gonna really fucking make it? I'm spending a lot of money per fucking month. Am I even gonna fucking get through this? Right? But everyone has the same feelings, right? So, in real estate, we have to just figure it out and just like, if we don't have the stats or we don't have the support or the knowledge, then we need to get the support. So you can do that. And you should be bragging about yourself. Let me ask you a question. If you're taking 2 companies or 3 companies doesn't even matter, not about real estate, but about things, and one person is solving your needs and telling them how good our service is, and the other 2 are not, who do you think you're going to go with? The person that's telling you that they're doing things, because there's confidence, there's strategies of like why they're there. You can see, if you do have reviews, you can see why people are using them. If it's not you, your brokerage, if they have any reviews. So like there's a lot of good things that you can ride off of, but it's from like the mindset shift, and that's the hardest one. Like, remember, like my wife was telling me, I was getting so stressed out of deals. She was telling me, maybe real estate's not for you. I go, this is our way out. I don't understand why you would say that right now. So this is the thing, right? And it's that mindset shift. And that's something you can only overcome. But the only way you overcome that is by having little wins a day, you know? So how about anyone else? Anyone else has any objections or anything, any wins, anything at all? You guys are quiet. You guys are all doing deals then? You guys are doing 10 plus deals already? So if not, you got to ask your questions. Don't be shy. That's what I'm here for. I don't necessarily need to help. I choose to help. And if no one's gonna like apply themselves, then why am I here?
I can chime in a little bit. I guess
Sure.
with me, what you said earlier is helpful because I've been on the program for like 2 or 3 weeks at this point, about 25 leads. I did go on one listing appointment. They're not ready to sell right now, but I met them, I met the wife, we built rapport. They said, if we do sell, we'll call you. So that's a good sign. And I called them a couple days later just to let them know a property sold down the street. And they picked
Exactly.
up. So I believe them.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes, yes.
So all that is good. I guess like after that, when nobody picks up the phone. So not leaving a message, I think I'm going to start that. And then yesterday, what I did was I recorded a video of myself, just introducing myself, letting them know. It was like a no commitment call me back so I can get your evaluation sent to you.
Yeah.
So I did that. I haven't gotten anything just yet, but it's just really getting them to call me back. But I was leaving messages, and maybe on 1 or 2, I probably rambled. So
Yeah. Short and sweet. But the other thing that you can do is regarding the video, also introducing yourself. So let's say you introduce yourself, no bites yet. Give it a week. If there's any sales that are happening, I would video record. Hey, just to let you know, I know you're busy, no worries, but my job is to keep you updated. Here are a few sales that just recently happened that I think that you want to know. And you would click through, show what it is, stats, what it's sold for, a couple photos, and go on to the next one and do the same thing and be like, hey, if this sparks your curiosity, we are seeing prices, trend better. So if you because I don't know where your area is, so it's hard for me to say something if it's not, but I can say my areas price points are trending better. We just had multiple offers last night on a property that sold with 3 offers. We sold 70 over asking, or 76 over asking. So our markets are trending up higher now. So then this is a good opportunity to be like, hey, if you're curious, just book a time with me down below or respond back. And I'd love to give you more information and personalize this to your listing and how we can get you top dollar done.
that's a great idea. Thank you. I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to do that. We're in a market where people are calling for highest and best and all of that. So definitely a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah. Because remember, how you guys get deals is by serving people, right? It's not about, oh, they're hot right now, I'm going to list their house. It's about serving people. You're going to go further in this career if you expect nothing and all you do is serve them in terms of giving them the information, showing them values, showing them what's available that's similar to their house. Hey, maybe you can make up a strategy in your head where it's like, okay, they're in a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, single car garage, and they've been there for 6-7 years. So why don't you send them a list of homes that are upsizes of double car garage or 1.5 car garage with maybe 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms to show them that the gap is not that much bigger, So you kind of have like problem solve and kind of give scenarios. And if I was a random person and someone was doing that, I'd be like, damn, this person's working and I like what they're doing and they're showing me opportunity, right? All your agents, all your competition is answering the phone and being fucking lazy. So it is very easy to shine by not doing much. So these are all great opportunities that I think will get you further. Yeah, sure. Is it going to take you more time? Sure. But I mean, like, is it going to work for everyone? No. But it's like if you're giving the information, good information, people are going to follow because remember, people are in the information stage right now. They're not ready to make a move now. They're seeing what's out there. So if you can give, excuse me, if you give the message to them of what the snapshot of them looks like and kind of figuring out where they are in the scenario by creating an idea, or maybe you can send like an email saying, hey, I see that you bought your house a few 5 or 6 years ago. I just want to let you know that your value has come up. If you're in one of these scenarios looking to downsize, give them like looking to downsize, there's some really good opportunities to get some cash in your bank, right? And still get a good product. If you're looking to upsize, the gap is not that much bigger and you'd probably be surprised in what you're looking for. If you are doing a relocation, I work with a lot of other top agents that I can refer you to. So do you see what I'm saying? Like these are things that not people are doing. And that way you're at least like, if someone's not answering, you're at least trying to grab their attention. So these are all great things to do in terms of shaking it up and getting a response. So you just got to think outside the box. Okay, I got numbers, I got information. Okay, they're not answering. So if they're not answering, remember, if they're not answering, it's not that they don't want to hear from you, it's a not yet. Unless they literally tell you to fuck off or, hey, take me off your call, that's when you stop. But if they're not and you're calling them, they're not answering, it's a not yet. And you have to program that in your head, right? Because if they didn't want to talk to you, they say, stop calling me, right? So I think we just have to get out of the fear that we're just like, bothering them. We're not fucking bothering them. At the end of the day, they came onto our website or they came onto the ad in order to find information. So if someone's finding information, like take it this way on the bare minimum, you're buying a car in the future, like maybe in the next 6 months, you're scrolling, you out of the car that you want. If you didn't want to get a car, you're going to scroll past it. But if you're thinking about getting a car, you're probably going to click on it to see how much it is. You're not ready to pull the trigger yet, but you're thinking about it, right? So these are really good ways of understanding where the lead is in their life cycle. And once you understand that, it's easier to find pain and to find motivation for them to give you a call back or connect with them. So just something to consider there.
Thank you. That was very helpful. Took some
Yeah,
notes.
I'm glad that. So yeah. And I think that's a great question that everyone can use for their leads. Sorry, Melissa.
Go ahead and finish and then I'll ask.
No, that was it. I was just saying these are really good ideas of how to, do other things on the listing or on to these contacts.
So on some of the coaching calls we've had, people have talked about if they're not getting a phone response and they're not getting a listing appointments, they're dropping off CMAs at the people's houses. To me, that's almost like the same thing as a voicemail. They got what they wanted and they don't need anything else from you. So I don't know.
Yeah. So the thing is like anything we do that's effort could be a waste of time. However, like the difference in that than a phone call is obviously when you're going there, you're knocking on the door. You're not just like dropping it off. You're knocking it on the door and you're hopefully getting someone at the door that you can talk to. If not, you don't like maybe you don't drop it off. You wait until you talk to that person and give them the thing and just like, hey, if this gets you curious, then I'd love to come by and give you a tour and stuff. Maybe at that time they might tell you to come in. So you have to be very prepared to do a home assessment on the fly. And that's why you just got to be very mindful of how you do it and how that could play out. Right?
Just to piggyback on that, one thing I find successful if you are adamant on dropping off a CMA, don't put the valuation on there. Leave it blank and put one outlier. Let's say, the property values are hovering around, let's say 1.5 million. And let's say it's a detached property. Put in that sold for 2 million. They're like, oh, what the fuck? But why is this sold for 2 million? And then it will spark their curiosity. Then they'll call you. But if you give them everything they needed, they're going to be like, oh, Nick, such a great guy. Thank you very much. But you'll never get that call back.
Exactly. Great addition there, Alper. Appreciate that.
Thanks,
So
bye.
just so I understand, you're not putting the value that you thought it was. You're just putting out
The
stuff.
comparables, like 4 or 5 comparables. Yes, yes.
Yes.
And then
So
there's
what
a section.
Yeah, what he's saying is, sorry, I'll
No, yeah, yeah,
sorry,
absolutely.
my apologies, eh? Say there's 5 detaches, okay? You're doing as a comparable. You're dropping 1 or 2 big numbers that maybe are better than the property, but they're big numbers. So like if they're a double car garage, you're not bringing triple car garages. You're bringing really good double car garages that are very pimped out. Pimped out means very upgraded, very this. Because remember, you haven't been in the house. So you're showing like comparables to spark their interest in terms of maybe something that is a better product than theirs, but same stats. Does that make sense? Because you want to spark
And
curiosity. Because if they're like, wow, my house could be worth 2 million, they're gonna want to have you in.
exactly. And if they ever say, push back and say, well, why did you put that in the comparables? Like my house is not that renovated. Be like, that's exactly why I wanted to come in and see so that you can make an educated decision.
Exactly.
That's another way to
That's
get that in. Yeah, and get yourself in the house.
yeah. I think Melissa too, like it's more of that. I feel like it's more of the mental mindset that we're not good enough that I'm feeling, and you are good enough. And like being new, there's so much shit that you're not really understanding because it's hard to grasp. But that's why it's really important for you to find someone in your brokerage or someone that you can build a relationship who's doing a lot of transactions to take the time and figure it out. Whether you have to pay someone to learn how to do that or build relationships and maybe learn to be on their team. Like you have to kind of figure it out because you are really good at what you can do. And it's just like, I feel like sometimes it's hard to break out of our shell. I was the same way. I'm Italian. I'm very stubborn. But the only way to grow in this business is by being very, very, very uncomfortable.
All of
You
the
know?
leads I'm getting, all the home evaluations are like small. We're talking like 250,000 to maybe 350,000. There isn't a lot of differentiation. Does that make sense? If it's $1 million house, you can go, it's such a wider range, right? These lists and these crap stuff, there's not much wiggle room on there. And so it's like, even when I want to give a range, there's not much of a range that I can give because they're all about the same. So far the leads have been, I don't want to say
So I think that
because a lead is a lead. I'm just saying like, that's where I'm struggling. These people are like $250,000 house. And I'm like,
yeah, I get it.
what do you want me to do?
I think then it's not more about house values. I think it's more about how you can service them in terms of like making this a successful and pain-free move for them. Because if all the ranges are very similar, the only way that you can now kind of, figure it out is figure out why they're moving. Hey, Melissa, most of the stuff here in our area does fluctuate too much in price, but let me ask you a question. Why would you want to move? Is there a certain reason? Is it a life change? Is it a health change? Is it, some sort of urgency? When you work with me, at the end of the day, I make this as painless as possible, right? And I know that we all hear these crazy real estate stories, but my job is to make sure I understand where you are and fight for your needs. So if values are not coming up so high, then it's kind of like finding another pivot point to do it.
And I don't know how, yeah, I just don't know where to go from here. Cause I'm kind of like, I don't know. And then like I hear people on the coaching calls like, well, I saw this house and I saw where it was, so I'm not even gonna mess with that lead. And here I am like, I'm having to try every lead. I don't know.
Yeah, but like that's fine. But you can't look at other people's journeys and then compare it to yourself. They're not in the same area. What I would be looking at is like there must be because you're in Texas, right? There must be some areas, either 30 minutes, an hour away, that have bigger ranges that maybe you need to target.
And maybe Nick, you can add on to this. I don't know if you feel that stuck. Call an agent, one of the top producers in your area. You probably know the names. Be like, I saw one of your ads. I'm sure the guy has 1,000 ads. Be like, I saw one of your
100%.
ads. I'm thinking of selling my property. Can you help me out? See how he does it and replicate it, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Or I would just be like, hey, can I shadow you? Right? Like, I may want to be on your team. Can I shadow you? Whether you be on their team or not. But I think at the most important time is right now, from what I'm understanding, you just feel stuck and you feel like there's no belief of getting out, right? So you need to find a way to win. What I did was I joined a team. when I first started, just to figure out how the hell I could win. So I think that you need support. You have to figure it out. And like, I won't have the answers from you because I'm not in that area, but I would be reaching out to someone that you can provide values, you know, like, can't you do people's open houses and stuff? Like, that's what I would be doing. Trying to figure out, connect with people, get a better value, get a better understanding of how people in the area are working. But there must be some areas that have big values. There must be. Is there? Like, there must be 30 minutes, an hour away that they have bigger values of 5, 600,000.
Well, the thing is, the areas that I am, yes, they're here, but that's not who I'm getting calls from.
Okay.
Getting the calls from our bottom.
Sure.
There's some in my neighborhood that are 750 to $1 million. Yeah, they're here, but I'm not getting any of those. And so, but I don't want to do that. This is a coaching call. This is not a personal, I can't find a price point. I guess what
No, but this is
where I was
coaching,
going
right?
with it was that not finding the ranges, and it's just like, I hear y'all talk about, well, 1.2, 3 million, blah, blah, blah. Well, you have a big range. I don't have that. I'm not getting that. And then the people
Yeah,
that
but
have these
how
small
long have you
homes,
been
they
doing
don't
your
have
ads
money.
for? You're okay.
About 3
Few
weeks
things.
already.
Okay. So you have to let the ads work, right? People are like real people. So right now, maybe those are the people that are clicking your ads. Now, maybe call Muscula to see if there's any way that we can target higher listings for your ads, right? Maybe they can change things. Like, these are questions that I would say. Number two, I think it's also a scripting issue that you have, right? And that's what I think it is. And like, remember, like, you don't know, like, it's so funny because you don't know, even if people's values are 200, 300, you don't know that they have money in the bank looking to upsize. So I wouldn't write anybody off. And who gives a shit if they're 150, 200K houses? As long as you get signs in the fucking lawn, that's all that matters. So you have to, like, I just think you have to give it more time with ads. And I think it's just kind of figuring that out. But like, I also think that, you know, you were just saying a moment ago that there's not bigger price points, but it sounds like there is. I would be trying to find a price point of I'd be trying to find like, I would ask my school if there's another way we can target to get a little bit more higher valued ads. That's what I would try to see. I don't know if it's possible or not, but maybe there's something in the ads that are targeting certain things. But remember, you're only 3 weeks on here. You got to give it time. You got to give it time.
Yeah. When I did pick a particular area, one of them that's much higher, we're talking $1-2 million homes, but it's a gentrification issue right now. Like, you have the old homes and then you have them torn down. And the
Yeah.
only, I've gotten maybe 2 from the whole area, and they are the tiny ones, and they're just like, I just want to know. If you tell me, then forget it. And then they hang up the phone, and I'm like, hi. Like, I didn't even get to say anything. It's weird.
But I think it's the way that you're like, I think it's the way of the energy and that are coming out. That's the only thing that I can say, because I just had someone here who, as you guys just heard, didn't sound very populated on the phone, and then a little bit of different upbeat energy. He started opening up. So I don't know. That's something that I have to listen to the calls and what you're doing, but also too, maybe you got to throw more money on your ads. Right? Like, if you're spending only $300 or $500 or $600 ads that you're getting, are you getting a lot more? Are you spending a lot more?
As far as I know, I'm at like $1,000 a month.
A month? Okay, so then I would see if you certain postal codes or certain things that can give you a little bit of a higher return on that. So I would talk to Muscula's marketing to see if there's anything that they can do differently to do it that way. Because like 1,000 is pretty good. So I would figure that out. But remember, like, as leads come in, you can't write them off because you don't know where they're gonna go. So regardless, like, I would just be looking at, like, I just want a listing. I don't care if it's 100,000. I don't care if it's 200. I don't care if it's 150. Just get your sign on the lawn, and more leads are coming. So, you know, but I think that there's maybe a scripting thing. That's what I would say. Cause like, I know people in Texas. I don't know how they are, but I just know that I'm dealing with different cultures, Arabs, Indians, Chinese. Like, I'm dealing with so many different things that everyone is so different in terms of the way that I communicate with them. So like, the person I was just talking to is Muslim. So it's just like, you know, and usually they don't like to go with other people. So you got this though. But I think at the end of the day, you know, just keep working it, and that's what it is. Whether it takes 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, you'll get a win. It's just going to take some time. But I'll per an approach, contact someone who's winning in the field and talk to them. You'll be surprised that there's agents that will actually time, and like if you're reaching out to them, they're gonna like how you're being proactive, and maybe they'll have you on the team whether you want to take it or not. But I mean, I think if you're being newer, it's super important. It's super important to join a winning team, get the experience, and have better lingo and like know values right on point. That's just my opinion, because I did that as well. So, but I appreciate everyone coming through. If there's any questions, just hit me up. But I feel like today was a great call. But if you need anything, let me know. And happy selling to everyone. And let's go get it.